Live punishment is underway for the woman who ran a Georgetown daycare where a 5-month-old boy died back in January of 2016. Holly Harrison pleaded guilty last week to tampering with evidence. KXAN's Lauren Kravitz is live at the Justice Center in Georgetown with details on today's testimony.
All right, Robert, we were not allowed to have cameras inside of the courtroom today, but I have been sitting in there all day. Over the last few hours, we heard from 3 state witnesses who Holly Harrison called before she called 911. 2 of them were parents, one of them a part-time employee of Harrison's. Now, prosecutors point out that she waited at least 14 minutes before calling 911 after she noticed that Brody was unresponsive.
To me, this is every parent's worst nightmare.
District Attorney Sean Dick opened for the state Monday, saying Holly Harrison's web of lies will prevent Brody's family from ever knowing what really happened. The state played Harrison's 911 call, where she tells the dispatcher Brody isn't breathing. She can see part of an infant mitten way down in his throat that she thinks he's choking on. She also said when she gave Brody CPR, he threw up. The dispatcher instructed her to continue CPR. But Georgetown firefighter and EMT Craig Owen testified he didn't see any CPR in progress or vomit when he walked into Harrison's home. Owen said once he started doing CPR, Brody, who was pale and blue, started to turn pink again. But the defense argued about how much of a difference that CPR made, pointing out that a defibrillator did not detect any electrical rhythms in Brody's heart. A paramedic who showed up to the scene minutes later testified that no matter how you were to fold Brody's mitten, there is no physical way to get that into his airway, as Harrison claimed. He did say the mitten could block his airway, but there would be a visible struggle. Brody's father, David Havens, also took the stand. He said Brody almost always wore mittens, and he couldn't recall a time when Brody took them off himself or when mittens fell off. Tears filled his eyes when he talked about the moment he saw his son for the last time. Now, the state is asking for a prison sentence, asking that before Judge Rick Kennan, and he will decide, not a jury. We heard from 8 witnesses total today from the state. They plan to call 18 total, so this sentencing should last through the end of the week. Back to you.
Lauren Kravitz, thanks. Well, in addition to her guilty pleas, Harrison pleaded no contest to a charge of injury to a child, the most serious charge against her. That means she can still be sentenced on that charge. Harrison likely pleaded no contest to avoid admitting guilt on court records with a pending civil case against her. Brody's father tells us today this case is still ongoing. They are seeking $1 million in damages.